We are still 40 minutes away in a semifinal game before getting our dream matchup between Canada,
Slovakia,
and the U.S. Sunday morning. Welcome to the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Jake the Snake Schultz, Derek Brandeo upstairs, pushing all the right buttons. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. We're live on Sportsnet 360, 590 The Fan in Toronto, and streaming on Sportsnet Plus. Also available Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Nathan McKinnon scores with less than a minute to go to complete the comeback and send Canada to another gold medal Sunday.
They're making it interesting, aren't they? If John Cooper said they needed some adversity or whatever, boy, they've gotten their fill, but feels pretty good to pull through it twice.
A close game that needed, as we said, a goal with less than a minute to go, but it just had a different vibe and a different feel from that Czechia game, did it not? Like, at times this thing was, the ice was tilted.
Yeah, the Czechia one was near disaster. You lose that game, it just didn't, that was ugly. They played very well today. Finland, their problem was scoring the second goal too early in the game. Because, once they got up 2, the plan is just to sit back and park the bus. But you can't park the bus for 40 minutes or however long it was, 30-something.
Sammy, you were on your best behavior during the chat. There was nothing that remotely made you nervous, nothing that made me feel like I needed to check up on you.
His mic is not working on account of...
There we go.
Okay.
You just got to turn it on.
No, I was hitting the button. It wasn't working. Somebody upstairs did something magic and it works. Yeah,
You felt a lot better.
Wow. If I'm being honest, I was doing some self-reflecting on my actions during games. And I thought to just maybe put the phone down a little bit and just kind of watch what I'm watching. But yeah, I thought the Finns, really, like you mentioned, they just stopped playing hockey way too early.
But you know what? Today was the first day, to your credit, I can ever remember you in a close or tie game where your team's involved. You actually tweeted something positive, like you felt the Finns were...
Well, I just said that they got to start playing hockey.
Yeah.
Like they just... I think you nailed it saying they scored too early.
Yeah.
But...
Imagine that, scoring too early in a game.
No, they needed that second goal like early in the third.
I was going to say it was like 13 minutes left in the third period or something for them to go up 2. But it just felt that they were just handing the puck back. And if you're playing against Switzerland, if you're playing against a lesser team, that plays. But when you're playing against these collection of men, probably shouldn't give them the puck so much.
I think what's scary when you're Canada in these games is the opposing team, and Czechia did this, and Finland, backs off so much. Kind of play like an 0-5, no forecheck sort of thing. And that means you're not going to get around them. You're not going to get to the net. They're back there. So what do you have to do? Use the room above them and shoot from the point. And that involves some luck. So you knew it was going to be a shooting gallery. Just were they going to find one, tip one in, find a way? Theodore eventually gets one. But, it's an awful lot of Travis Sanheim and, Canada's D getting touches in the offensive zone today.
Yeah, I didn't feel as stressed, but now that I'm thinking about it, it was closer maybe than I thought.
No real surprise when I think within an hour they made it official, or even a little before that. No Sidney Crosby. I think the majority of minutes, I have not gone through the stat sheet with great details, but it looked like Nick Suzuki picked up a few of those minutes.
Yeah, he didn't get as much, actually. He played 14, though, which is more than he had been playing for sure. I'd say the guy who didn't play much at all, Sam Reinhart, only had 6.5 minutes in the game. But, yeah, I think they just spread the minutes out fairly evenly. Interesting enough, they went to that line of Wilson, Bennett, and Marchand in the third, and they were effective. And
they were very effective,
shift.
No question. Brad Marchand's best look so far in this tournament, and appears to be getting stronger as we go into Sunday as well. So that should be a good sign.
He had some speed. Like, he actually had some pace to his game.
Drove to the net.
Yeah, which looked really good. Fascinating. Top time on ice guy for the Canadians today, Macklin Celebrini, played 25.5 minutes. And also the shots leader, Celebrini, had 8 shots on goal, to say nothing of a few from the slot that just missed the net.
He's just never not around the puck.
Oh, my God.
There's just never a shift where you're like, oh, where is he?
Right. He's hounding.
If I know where the puck is, I'll know where Celebrini is.
It's crazy. There was a couple times he grabbed the puck and CC was like, and 90 say, McDavid has it or whatever, because it seems like he's McDavid at times. And I know he's not there yet, but boy, he's going to get there. I think he's going to get there.
It's hard to quantify a guy that has the puck following him around, because I think it's a combination of just being in the right place and hounding pucks and just knowing where it's going to be. But I can't remember a kid this young feeling like the puck is with him at all times. Like he had, before they went down and ended up winning it, he had a chance in the slot where he got tripped a little bit and he was flying through the air and he ripped it and he almost
missed it.
He had like 3 or 4 separate chances to put them ahead or tie the game. He was unbelievable again. So
he's just really sturdy. A couple times the guy in his way, he's able to cross-check him down. Even the interference penalty he took the game before, he did that several times tonight in a positive way. Get in the guy's lane, rub them out, make sure they can't get through, and just great habits without the puck. I just could not be more impressed with this kid. He's unbelievable.
I guess I asked Justin upstairs, I said, what is he going to look like when he's 26 years old?
When he grows up?
But he said, he's going to look like McDavid or McKinnon.
Those two.
You have a pretty good idea of what he's going to look like. Yeah, the guys he's playing with.
In about 20 minutes, we'll welcome in Sean Reynolds from Milan. He'll join us. He's already done a great job for us this week, and sure appreciate his time. And, of course, on every Friday, most of them anyways, when we can get him off the golf course and out of the pool, Doug MacLean will join us at the top of the hour.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. One of the themes, I don't know if you guys were online at all, but at commercials, I'd be on there, intermission, seeing what people were saying. One of the themes of this game was people talking about what Canada didn't have. And I noticed them not having Point and Crosby, but to their credit, those were guys they picked and wanted to be there. Yeah. There's a lot of people talking about, boy, it'd be nice to have Schaefer. It'd be nice to have Bouchard, guys who can make plays happen from the back end.
One of the things, if we go back to the original announcement of the lineup, no Sam Bennett. I think we were all in agreement that wasn't a good thing for Canada.
No.
We watched him today take a typical play that we've seen multiple times over his career, turn into a power play goal for Finland. Mm-hmm. And there's a real fine line on what he did in terms of how it could have potentially shaped this game.
Yeah.
He did that. He's like, that's a penalty?
Yes.
He's like, that's never happened before to me in the NHL. I do that every game in the NHL and get away with it.
You referenced a great tweet, which is me sowing, haha, F, yes. Me reaping, well, this sucks.
Yeah.
It's like.
But you blinked and it was like, oh, that was a costly penalty.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't get out costly penalty fast enough off that face-off.
Yeah. The puck sat flat on Rantanen's blade and he just
But that's what that was knowing what we were getting ourselves into by having a Sam Bennett, and we were all comfortable with it.
And still am. So they kept putting him over the boards, and he was very good in the game.
And it was just, hey, deal with it. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, you hope in the battle, you lost the battle, but you can still win the war. And I think that's what happened. But that's the danger still of having that guy in the lineup, is that, what are the different scenarios that can happen here? Like if Saros tweaks a knee and leaves the game, like now you're looking at a possible suspension for Sunday. Mm-hmm. Not only just the penalty, but that's the fine line there.
This is the last time you'll probably hear this. In defense of Sam Bennett, Bennett, he clearly has a reputation. Yes. He was clearly going to the net, let's just say with not the best of intentions. But his Florida Panther teammate got underneath him and took him off stride, rode him in, and he went off his feet. Like, he wasn't, I don't think he was going in there with the first intention to blast him, but the green light got happened.
Saros is one of the guys that could beat you single-handedly today, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with Sam.
Timing-wise, it was not terrible. Like, if you're going to do it, make it early, try to get him off his game.
You just live and die with a decision, right? Yeah. You just live and die with his decision, and most often in his career, it's actually turned out okay for him. And
It's
that's what
funny.
you just hope today.
There's an old Kobe Bryant story about playing in the Olympics, and one of his Lakers teammates is on one of the international teams, and he says to his teammates on USA, I'm going to get this guy to set a screen on me, and I'm going to run right through him to show you guys whose team I'm on. Yeah, Pau Gasol. I'm not about the Lakers here. I'm Team USA. He runs through Gasol's chest, sets the tone. Seeing Bennett go through Mikkola early in the game, I know they got scored on, but I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the tone it set, and Canada was super physical.
Yeah.
Wilson was all over the body. He actually said he let the Czechs off the hook in the previous game, and he felt like he got away from his game there.
Yeah.
I thought Tom Wilson was very impactful tonight, and him and Bennett
I do think
set a tone.
The tone that you're setting is that we needed to get to the guy that could hurt us the most, and respect Rantanen and few other guys on that ice, but Saros was the only one that you needed to bend to break.
It was actually all Panthers on the penalty sheet today. Lundell took a high stick. Mikkola had the high stick at the end of the game. Bennett ran the goalie. It was like a playoff game broke out over there, except they actually got called for stuff.
Lundell led them with 5 shots today. What did you think of the call? So 2 calls. Timo Solane took to Twitter today and was like, hard enough to beat the greatest hockey nation in the world when you also have to beat the refs.
Yeah.
He thought the high stick on McKinnon was not a penalty.
Love you, Timo.
First off, love him sticking up for the Finns. He took a stick in the chin. It's a high stick.
I would be saying the exact same thing if it was some guy who did it to a Canadian. I'd be like, yeah, I mean, you got to snap the head back like that. You got to act like you got shot.
If that's reversed and Canada's getting that, I'm going ballistic.
Think so?
Yeah. I am.
To me, he hit him in the face with his hockey stick.
I know, but
it's like a puck over the glass.
That one, you have to have a bit of a grace period to say it's not really affecting anything.
Oh, okay. No, we totally disagree on this.
No, it's a non-call for me.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's
no,
a non-call.
That's crazy. Okay,
no, it's a non-call. I'm letting that one slide. If that is
You're
against
just saying
Canada,
that for the sake of saying
no, I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
you
not.
are. I mean,
Nate sold it. It was a non-call until Nate snapped his head back, Sam.
Yeah, you got hacked in the face with a stick.
Sold
we do not
it.
agree.
He sold
I think both
it.
things are true.
Okay, and I'm just saying that if that was reversed on Canada, I would be sitting there like lambasting the official on it. I don't want that call to decide the game.
Said,
I don't want that call.
I think it's like puck over the glass.
First period,
you cannot hit someone in the face with their hockey.
That's it.
But that's not it. That's not it. We know in the first period.
So if you shot it over the glass, you're like, it's too close a game.
You can get away with it in the first period to set a tone, but not to decide a game for me.
I get the frustration in it, but to me, it's like it's one of those you have to. But to me, now, I will say, and
maybe they should have attempted a shot within the last.
If you get a stick near your face, it's reaction to whatever. However, McKinnon definitely calls his own penalty a bit, which is fine. That's the right play.
Listen,
Soccer players get calls.
I've sold. It's in our DNA. The Canadian way is do whatever you have to win. Okay.
Yeah.
And Nate did it. Snapped his head back, got the call.
I'd fight my mom to win another step.
I have no issues with that at all. I've done it in my career. You embellish, you sell a call. Nate did it to perfection.
Yeah.
But to decide a game on a medal in a semifinal in a corner on a nothing play, to
keep your
me,
stick down.
would have let it go. I personally would have let it go.
So then they get the goal challenge for offside. I thought as soon as they were challenging it, oh no, it definitely is coming back. And watching it, if there's no call on the ice, I might call it offside, but you can't overturn that. It's not definitive enough to overturn it, so it has to stand. Did you guys think it was offside or not?
I'm totally okay with.
You got to let it.
Yes. You have to prove that it's offside.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. No conclusion.
Not the other way around.
Yeah.
You have to prove that it was offside. They couldn't do that. As much technology as we think that they have now to make these calls, it's nothing more than just a sequence of still shots.
Yeah, people going,
okay? So it's just one still shot after another. And there's a time gap on it. And that's where like you're in a gray area. Mm-hmm. 1 second, the puck's on one side, the next thing it's in and everybody's feet are okay. And then there's that gray area between these still shots that you don't know.
No.
You don't know.
No.
And there's more technology along the ways, but
I saw people saying they shouldn't have even challenged because of what you're saying. But to me, you're not going to go score. Very unlikely. You've got to challenge.
You're never going to overturn that play.
Although with 6 seconds left, Aho picks up the puck with the shoulder dropped. I was like, oh my God, what happened here? But yeah, I also think the factor of them not going to Toronto or them not going somewhere where there's 100 people looking at these screens pouring it over. It's just the two guys.
The same guys who just made the call.
Like, I got to go check the iPad.
Hey, do you want to publicly admit we got that wrong or no? No, we don't.
I mean, there's, I guess, one NHL official and another one. I don't know where he's from, but
there's two Canadians.
There's two Canadians?
For the refs.
Rooney and Dwyer?
No, but it's the linesman's
the linesman
call.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know who the second guy was. I know one was in NHL who's got ample experience in this.
Yeah, so the refs were actually Furlat and O'Rourke, and it was Ryan Daisy, who's American,
Yes.
and then Albert Anchors.
Yeah. Albert, sorry, pal, but like you're listening on this play.
And that's the guy that called the horrible offside call earlier.
Oh, God,
when
when
they had a chance to go 3-on-2 in the zone.
Wilson makes a play to turn it over.
Yeah.
Canada, they call it offside.
Listen,
come on.
these guys, especially our guys in the NHL, they're good.
I actually think
here we go.
No, I'm with
Kippy
you.
League
they're
office.
good.
Here comes Kippy
They're
League
good.
office.
They're good. You know, for the most part, they're good. How many times do they have to either call offside or wave it clean in a hockey game? How many times do they
I
get?
don't know, 40.
40,
no, way
50.
more than that. 100.
No, 50, 60, I think. They're not often wrong.
No. I actually think sometimes they let it go now more than they used to just because they have the option to challenge eventually.
Totally.
To look at it in video. Might as well let it go and figure it out later.
The other sort of big thing from the game, I guess, would be the goal to tie it, Shea Theodore, after the great shift by the Wilson, Marchand, Bennett line. Marchand falls into Saros, gets helped in there. There was some thought that they were going to potentially challenge it. Did you guys think it was goal interference?
1,000% not goalie interference. And one of their guys, who was it, who was so outspoken about it? I got it here somewhere.
They would have lost that challenge by a country mile.
Joel Armia, after losing to Canada in the semifinal, 5-on-5, they got one goal. That was goalie interference.
I mean, 5-on-5, you got no goals. So
I thought Marchand actually tried to
got out of there quick.
Get out of their way.
Yeah.
Got out of the way. The only thing Saros could do at that point is embellish the contact and quit on the play.
Stay down.
And stay out of it.
And he
would have got the whistle. I'm telling you, it would have been incidental contact, face off in the corner. Let's move on. Mm-hmm. But he didn't. He had time to recover.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that they would look at. Mm-hmm. It happens in the NHL as well. Okay, we know there's contact, but did it hurt you to recover and get a chance to stop a puck? Mm-hmm. And that was clearly the situation here. You had a chance to recover, pal.
You know, as we go throughout this tournament and just like intermittently tying things to the Leafs, it's fascinating watching the guys that the Team Canada has on the back end who are not offensive guys and how good they are offensively. Like Travis Sanheim, I know he's not a pure defensive defenseman, but good touches. Like, say what you want.
It was his best game today.
Yeah, you want Bouchard, you want Schaefer. I did too. But Sanheim, he was great today. Yeah, you know, like I thought he played a nice game for them. So these guys, as long as they play well, they're okay.
I don't think they have to. The only ones that need to look like a star is Makar. That's it.
But nice to have Theodore heat one up there.
God, does he ever.
Theodore must have had 8 shot attempts today, too.
Yeah. There's a lot of controversy about Brad Marchand being there and if he was hurt going into it. And just, sometimes having him out there earlier in the game, I'm like, we're really doing this right now at this tournament. And then when it gets down to like these big moments in the game, little guy gets underneath, fights to the net, falls into the goalie in the paint, celebrate. It's just like, that's why he's there. Yeah. It's this unquantifiable. You can't teach dog, man. He's just a dog. He is.
It's the Florida thing.
It is. Yeah. Wow. I'm not going to give him credit for Marchand. He's a Bruin.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him. So we got the screen on here. Got Slovakia in the States. States up 2-0. Slovakia on the power play. Asking questions here a little bit, but it really looks like
it's happening.
We're
boys.
barreling towards
But I will say, I asked you today, do you want Slovakia to win? You said you don't. You want to see it.
I mean, you get this far.
Oh, no. It's like, it would be incredibly disappointing, I think, for the
Canada,
for
Slovakia,
hockey.
USA,
for the interest,
Finland.
the sport. You want the two best matchups. How do you think Sweden feels today watching this?
Yeah, could have been a path to the gold medal game for sure.
But it's just margins are so thin in these things, right? Like
We want best on best. You wanted it. That's all you've
There it
asked
is.
for 12 years.
yeah,
And that's what you want Sunday morning.
yes, and I
Doug Ford saying they're opening bars at 6 for the 8-10 game.
that's good. Well, that's a man who knows you got to get a little glow on before puck drop. But Finland lost their first game, right, to Slovakia, and that's basically set up the whole bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, I mean, if they lose that game first, then maybe Sweden's playing in this game here.
Right.
But now, maybe they would have lost anyway. But
So much on attention on Celebrini, warranted beyond belief. Connor, exactly, with all the records and the points, once again, setting up the game-winning goal. But like, Binnington's right there, boys, as being an MVP for this team so far.
Absolutely.
And once again, just this portrayal of being calm, and it doesn't look like his heart rate's up, but he knows he can't give up the third goal.
Yeah.
And I think it was Sebastian Aho
in the slot,
slot with about 6 or 7 minutes to go,
100%,
where it's just like boom, boom, save. He's at the top of the paint. He got there before the puck's even released. There's no net to shoot at. And it's like, that's how you build a reputation for not the amount of saves you make, but the ones that you make at the right time.
He's also just hyper present. Like, there's a moment where a Finland player is coming in on him and he's going to play the puck and clear it, and he recognizes he's got nothing and has the wherewithal to drop the stick, grab it, pick it up, get a whistle. End of the game, he's got a puck in the glove. He's got the wherewithal to try to toss it out, and the ref quick whistles him. But
Aho, dirt play on that too.
Yeah,
just
went
hacked
right
out
in
his
at him.
legs. Yeah.
But he's just so aware of game situations that you feel comfortable with a lot of the reads. And I mean, he certainly answered every question so far. One more to go, but
It feels like the biggest hurdle yet. But it's
God, I'd be revisiting a few teams after this thing's over for him. I think a few teams should be revisiting.
If he's good in a final game, it does change St. Louis's options. I'm sure they're going to get a lot more interest. Jeez, that guy tried to grease Boldy.
penalty there.
But this jersey matchup, two beautiful sweaters, kits, whatever, not good together. This is they're wearing the same jersey.
It kind of looks like an inter-squad game.
It does.
Where the one squad is much better than the other one.
Right. A little lopsided inter-squad game. McDavid, that sauce at the end there. I was saying to Sam before the game, the Oilers, not that much better than your average team in the league. He just does stuff like that. Like, just landed
I thought it was like McDavid to Draisaitl, albeit with a right-handed shot. But
yeah.
You think Nate's sitting there going, oh, my God, if I had this all season long, could I not score 80 goals?
Yeah. I mean, that play, he just calms it down so much. And
he's up to 13 points now in five games played. His 13 points are the most by any player through the first 5 career Olympic appearances with NHL players, ahead of Marian Hossa, who had 12 and 5
and it
played.
feels like 13's the least amount he could have.
Yeah.
Like with some bounces, he could have 18. He is incredible watching Quinn Hughes be that guy for the Americans right now.
As you mentioned earlier, Sam Reinhart with only, a little over 6 minutes. But
clutched up.
It just takes one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the Cale Makar shot tipped. Mike Johnson made a good point that he's like on the other side of the pile. I don't even know if he meant to tip that one, but
Wasn't even looking.
stick in the right spot. And
I know a few have been critical. I know you said, are we letting Sam off the hook a little bit for his play? The one thing I want to remind people, again, is a guy like Sam Reinhart has probably averaged the last 4 years 92 games a season.
yeah,
And if you took a few guys off of Team Canada, maybe Tom Wilson or Suzuki, that in 4 years is like playing another season of games. Like at some point, maybe you got to catch a few of these guys, maybe a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I mean, there's a dozen
Right?
of them in the tournament. Like, does Bennett get a break and Marchand get a break and Lundell?
It's just a lot of hockey. It's a lot of high intense hockey, minimal time to recuperate in the summers. I mean, like, God, I mean, I love him. I love Sam Reinhart. But when you think about the amount of high-level games this guy's played in the last little while, you're like, wow. Like, and he's good enough to still make a great play with one shift, right?
And he made a good play at the end of the game when they ended up going up. He's on the ice there, and it's right behind the net. It's a subtle little play, but he just pokes it just enough to advance it, which then it goes around and ends up on 97 stick, and then it's in the back of the net pretty quick when McKinnon shoots it in.
Yep.
We should go to break, get to Sean Reynolds.
What are
you going to say? Go ahead.
Oh, no. We got game time at the top of the hour, right? Second hour?
About an hour's time.
Okay. All right. Let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll go back to Italy. Sean Reynolds, Sportsnet reporter, will join us next when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. A reminder at the top of the hour, Doug MacLean will be joining us, and also we're going to do texts. Right, Sammy?
Send them in now. Text 590-590.
Olympic text.
Olympic text.
Woo!
NHL second half. Stretch run texts. Whatever you want text. Mountaineering text.
Mountaineering text would be great.
Cross-country skiing text.
Let's bring in Sean Reynolds, who's covering the Olympics for us. Can we call him exclusive now?
4-0 US.
Sean, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're good. So I'm sure you're covering the second game here, so we won't take up too much of your time. But overall, just the vibe today going into this. It was a close game, of course, with a late goal by Nate, but it didn't come across as a tight scoring game when it comes to the feel of the play, right?
Yeah. Well, like to start off, the vibe is popping outside the doors there in the arena because the Americans are popping off. I think it's 4-0 now.
Yeah.
Just as we were coming to you guys, 2 quick goals. So they're playing Freebird in there, and it feels like a little bit of a coronation in there right now. Felt a lot different in that Canada game. I mean, a really, really tight audience, 2 games in a row, and a lot of nervous Canadian fans as it was so tight. And you're right, it really felt like a game that was Canada's for pretty much the last 2 periods. But because they got down, because the Finns are so good at holding on to the lead, just some really, really tight moments there. Interesting talking with the players afterwards. They admitted to being a little tight against the Czechs in that game, said there was no tightness on the game tonight. They just felt like they were doing so well. They were doing everything they could. The game was eventually going to break in their direction. That's what ended up happening. But boy, oh boy, I'm sure folks at home, they were a little tight with that one.
Sean, you get a much better sense for what works, what doesn't in these close games when you see what John Cooper goes with. You enter in the tournament with ideas and lines. What have we learned about what he's going to go with when the games are close and they really matter?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of tried different things so far. Definitely, I mean, he's still looking at if he needs a goalie, he's going to put McKinnon with McDavid and Celebrini. I thought that was really important that they found the Sam Bennett, the Tom Wilson, and the Brad Marchand thing in that last game because it gave Canada, I felt, a little bit of an element that it really hadn't had up until this point. They've got those kind of grinder-type players. They wanted Tom Wilson on that top line to bring that little bit of an edge to that top line, but they hadn't really condensed it into one overarching super tough line yet, and that was key in the game tonight. So I think he likes what he's found. If Crosby's not coming back into the game with Nick Suzuki on that line with Marner and Stone, what's not to love about 3 of the top 4 scoring players in the NHL on your top line, but having that third line element now with 1 game left to go and not there's only so much ice to go around. That McDavid's line is going to get a ton of it, but to have that third line that can set the table, that can go out and grind and set the table for the guys on the next shift, kind of establish a little bit of a pattern. I think that was important. If Canada does win in the gold medal game, increasingly looking like it's going to be against the United States, I wonder how much of a role it will play to have finally kind of found identity on the top line, identity on that Crosby/Suzuki line, but now a little bit of a grind that I thought had been missing from their game.
You're watching and listening to Sean Reynolds, Sportsnet reporter in Milan, covering the Olympics. So, no Crosby, still world-class talent, as we can see with McKinnon and McDavid and Makar. But this one today had a little bit of a Florida Panthers playoff recipe with the likes of Bennett going into Saros and Marchand jumping over Saros on a goal here. These guys brought an element that we kind of felt all along if they were going to be on the team. This is what it was going to look like.
Yeah, and it's what it was going to take on this night because UC Saros was brilliant, and I thought that the Finns were doing a really great job of bend, not break, and I thought what it did was there was a lot of times that Canada would break into the zone and they'd fire the puck on net, which I think was working against them because it was giving Saros a feel for the puck, but it was keeping the Canadians from kind of like setting up and grinding and forcing the Finns to make mistakes, and I thought that was just because of the Finns' great play. Like it almost felt like the Canadians were in a spot where they thought they had to take every chance they could get to get it on net because the Finns weren't really letting it in there. So I thought it was fitting that line goes out and gets that kind of goal, the kind you're talking about. Brad Marchand right in Saros' kitchen, kind of falls on him, gets off of him. It had that Florida Panthers feel because it was going to take grinding your way to the front of the net to make something happen, because really you could pass it around all day. Saros, if he could see it, he was going to stop it, and the Finns were doing a really good job of keeping the Canadians to the outside, so it was necessary to go to that style.
So looking forward a little bit, tell me about our injury status. We're not sure about Crosby, Morrissey. I think McKinnon's still limping around. Marchand looked better. What do you see and what do we know?
Well, what I see is Nathan McKinnon, when he's walking through the mix zone here, does so kind of looking like an 80-year-old man, and he's been doing it since the beginning. Like he came into this tournament moving like that. I think what I've been seeing from him on the ice is that it's affected him. Clearly, when there's optional skates, he takes the option to not be on the ice. But I also saw that he seemed to be a step above in this game today compared to some of the games that we've seen from him earlier in this tournament. So hopefully that's something for Canada that's rounding into form. Crosby, we know that he skated earlier today. He had pucks out on the ice. He was shooting pucks. So it's not just one of these things where he's getting out on the ice and kind of giving it a go. He's at least putting it a little bit to the test, which makes, I think Canada a little bit hopeful. I can't tell you what's going on with Josh Morrissey. The one thing I know is he was knocked out of that game, and it looked, by every measure like he was going to be back in. He was practicing in a full team practice. He was taking his rushes alongside Colton Parayko, who was his partner at the start of this tournament. It was his partner at Four Nations. And then all of a sudden he wasn't in the lineup. So I can't think, unless John Cooper's trying to play some kind of head games where he's trying to, I talked about galaxy braining the last time I was on the show. He's trying to galaxy brain the teams he's playing against by practicing with Josh Morrissey and then taking him out. I can only think that there was a little bit of a backslide with whatever he's been dealing with here. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be what we're talking about heading into this final game to see who's available, because I know John Cooper had said they wanted to try like heck to make sure that one game was not Sidney Crosby's last Olympic hockey game. If he's not playing in the final, it's going to be a very, very good chance that was the case.
Sean, just for some clarity, was it open to watch Sid on the ice, or was it closed? It was closed, so
closed.
It was just the report from Hockey Canada that he was on the ice with pucks. Is that the only information we had?
Yeah, hey, I can't give up my sources here, guys. Like, it's
what do you want from the man?
What I want to know is, did anybody see him? Did anybody watch him turn? Did anybody see him, handle the puck?
Yes.
And how did it look?
Yes, exactly. He was. I mean, it looked like he was out skating and he was shooting pucks. Like, I don't know. I don't want to give away too much, but we know he was on the ice. We know he was skating. We know he was shooting pucks. I can't tell you if he did a pirouette out there, Kipper, or anything like that.
Did he land the quad?
Did he look like he could play?
It's that time.
Did he look like he could play?
I mean, if it looked like he could play, I'm sure he would have been in the game tonight. Or if I was being told that it looked like he could play, then clearly that was not the case tonight. So I think it's going to be something that we look at going forward here. It's going to keep us in suspense to the end of it. I'm just saying, I've got an inkling, because he was out, because he was skating, handling pucks, doing his thing, and the comments that we're hearing from the team about not wanting it to be his last Olympic hockey game. I think, and that's worth absolutely nothing, that there's a chance we'll see him in the gold medal game.
That means something on our show, I can tell you that.
We often clarify, this is opinion. Stuff. This is purely opinion.
Yes. Yes.
So I mean, the U.S. are rolling over Slovakia. It's not a fair fight right now. They're going to be in the gold medal game.
Yeah.
That's what we're all waking up for here on this continent Sunday morning. What have you seen of this American squad? What are we looking at? Do you think it's going to be a low-scoring game?
I would think so. I would expect that with the way that the two goaltenders have been playing. I'll tell you this: John Cooper talked about this game, and he thought, the Canadians kind of gave away a couple of goals. Like he didn't like the goal that Rantanen got. He didn't like the time that he had off that draw. World-class player with that opportunity. He didn't like it, and he really didn't like the shorthanded goal. And I get the sense in talking with him that he feels like there's a little bit of the Canadians have been a little loose when it comes to their defending and some of the goals that they've been giving up. We haven't seen that from the Americans. Like outside of, that goal that Swayman lets in from center ice, which is more fluke than anything else. There hasn't been, in my opinion, a lot of examples of the state's defense faltering. So I think the Canadians, great on them that they battled back in these last two games. It takes a really good team to do that, to stick with it, to have that belief. I don't like their chances of giving away a couple goals against the Americans and getting back into that game, because the Americans are good enough to go earn a goal or two in the game. So if you're going to give up one, give up two, you're going to put yourself in a bad spot. And their defense has been great. And there's been a couple examples here of teams who have kind of laid out a bit of a blueprint on how to grind the Canadian team down. I can tell you, in talking with the Finns, they were taking lessons from that game against the Czechs on how they were going to approach the Canadians. So it's going to be tighten up for the Canadians, kind of stop with the little bit of mistakes that they've been having here and there, a little bit of casualness to their game at times. I don't think there's any room for that playing the Americans the way that they're playing right now.
When you think about like a Bennett, a Marchand, a Brady Tkachuk,
I wish it was the best of seven.
The officials and the way they kind of set the tone early on what guys can get away with and what guys can't will play a big part in Sunday morning.
Good point.
Okay,
a lot of special teams potentially.
Like it's got a potential to be a 3-hour game too, right? I mean, I don't anticipate anybody dropping their gloves, but with the emotions running as high as we think that they can, like who knows what this game's going to look like.
Well, I think one thing we can take away from, Tom Wilson's situation with France, and even the game, the way it started out here, the way that Slovakia was throwing the body around, this, I think, has been officiated far closer to NHL hockey, maybe even NHL playoff hockey, than what a lot of people were worried that IIHF hockey would look like. That it was going to be, Tom Wilson was not going to be able to straddle a line and he'd end up in the box and suspended, and, Brady Tkachuk would be all over the place. Now, it's not Four Nations where they're dropping the puck and dropping the gloves. It's definitely not that. But this has looked to me like far more of a, playoff style of officiating here.
It's not by
and
accident
I think it's
either.
better that way.
Yeah.
No, but I'm going to tell you something else. The crowd loves it. Like the international crowd that's in here, and you could see the Slovak audience when they were throwing the body and going at Brady Tkachuk, and man, they were earlier in this game. The crowd loved it. And so, I know skill is something that trumps all, and we all love skill. We love that it's not the dead puck era anymore and all those kind of things. But people, when that fight happened with Tom Wilson, the crowd was going nuts. Yeah. Okay, it's still, people love fighting. But I know a lot of people say they don't like it. But go into an arena anytime there's a fight and everyone's losing their mind.
Yeah, maybe back for the next Olympics.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but the rough and tumble brand of hockey that we were seeing earlier in this game and in some of the other games that the refs have been allowing and giving space for, it's being eaten up by the international crowd.
Yeah, the Slovaks greased Tkachuk again. They're all over him out there. So I got to know, like, you're there, you're in Milan. I mean, in February, it's not Winnipeg. What's going on there? You guys having a party? Or the night's fun? What's life like in Milan?
This is like... guys, it's 10:45 right now. The guys will get off the ice. We'll start talking to them. Then they'll go to the podium, which, I mean, in the case of the Canadian women in their semifinal was an hour and a half after they got off the ice. And then Luke and I got to start taping chats, and we got to do stuff for the shows. We're getting close to 3 a.m. So listen. I'm a kind of guy, you've heard my reputation. I'll get out for a pint when there's time to get out for a pint, but I haven't been that guy very much on this trip. It's been a lot of work, and I will not complain because getting to cover this is absolutely unbelievable. Maybe there'll be, with the early puck drop for the gold medal game, maybe I'll get out and do a little something.
Awesome. Something. Sean, great stuff as always. So appreciate the effort this past week, man. Thanks for doing this.
Oh, hey, guys, it's a pleasure, and I love getting on and talking with you guys. So thanks
Sean.
having me.
Appreciate your time,
Sean
man.
Reynolds.
Good job.
Live from Milan.
Yeah, that's quite the schedule he's talking about there. They're up late.
But I didn't breathe in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Every game.
You're just game.
Morning to night.
Yeah.
Back home. Like the only time was when Sid scored. That's when it was over and you could just
And I know no one
loose.
cares about this because it's a really cool job, but they don't get paid any extra, right? Like that's just like you didn't when you went over there, did you?
Kif, are you kidding me? Kiffer got 40 grand a day.
No. All in. All built in.
Yeah, it's all part of the deal. Just go do it. I mean, a great opportunity.
That's amazing to be over there.
What do we anticipate here? A parade to the penalty box Sunday?
But I think that's a really important point that it's both teams are going to want to come out and set the tone. It's going to be Brady and Tom Wilson and
Bennett.
Miller and Trocheck and Bennett and Marchand. And like these guys are going to want to put their stamp on the game, but you also can't do the dumb thing that puts your team shorthanded. So Slavkovsky was giving it to his boys for taking a cheap one on Brady there. Like, we're down enough here. We don't need that stuff. But
I don't know if it was you or Sammy mentioned that if you do decide to go to Sid, is it for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes? You run the risk of him re-aggravating something and then sitting on the bench and becoming a cheerleader?
Yeah.
Is that worth it?
For me? Yeah. You have the extra forward.
I mean, you've torn your MCL. I've torn my MCL. Tried to play hockey. Like, I can't imagine. You're just not that effective. You don't have the power to push off. Like, it's not there. So you put a brace on and hope that provides the stability. I know he's Sidney Crosby, and he just needs a touch in the right spot, and he'll make good plays with the puck. It's just really hard to be good a few days after doing it. And, like, I know
it's not an easy call.
I hope that he's he's not hurt badly enough that he can do it. If he's hurt, like I think he's hurt, he
run the risk of making it worse and just damaging it.
If I may,
there's Pittsburgh
Canada
involved here
about the Penguins, and I don't know that Sid he'd prioritize this gold medal game, wouldn't he? Over that,
No, he'd prioritize his health. Yeah. That's what he would do.
Would he? Would he over winning a gold medal?
Last ride.
Listen. I can only go by watching his behavior when he was concussed, and it didn't matter whether or not he was going to miss the playoffs or not. He was going to get better. Mm-hmm. He was going to just look after himself, and I think he wants to play a few more years. Do you run the risk of doing further damage to your knee for another gold medal? He can only answer that. I'm certainly not going to, but I would think he would again be smart enough to prioritize that. He wants to keep playing hockey here.
I think
in
if
the short
he
period,
plays, he's able to play.
Then
you know what I mean?
That's the hope for sure.
Like, I don't think it's a Matthew Tkachuk thing where he's like, I just can't. I got to be there. I got to be on the bench. I don't think it'd be that. Like, he'd be playing.
He'd be smart enough to think that
I can contribute.
As long as I don't get twisted or turned in an awkward position, I will be fine.
Because if he plays, then Jarvis. Bennett plays regardless, so
it's a tough call. Like Bennett, of course
Suzuki,
he's going to go up against
the
USA.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
interesting. Few days here.
I'd play him.
Yeah,
like I think having him on the bench is important for those guys. You get 3 or 4 minutes out of him. You get how much did Seth Jarvis play today, or how much did
70%?
Their lowest ice time guy, Hagel only played 7 minutes, eh?
Yeah.
I thought, by the way, that draw that Rantanen scores on, that's Cirelli's draw, right? If he's there, like he's in those moments. There's a Coop's number one PK guy. Point maybe in some of that stuff too. So it's interesting. Coop's no point, no Cirelli, and Hagel's playing 7 minutes. Meanwhile, he's throwing Marchand over the boards frequently.
But that line was good. That was
were good.
the identity line. They at the end of the second period, I texted you guys, and Sam Bennett and Tom Wilson both laid hits in the last 10 seconds of that period that would send a mere mortal to the grave.
Yes.
They hit two guys so hard at the end of that period, and it ended up in a scrum, and Marchand was in the middle there. They just care. I don't know.
Wilson hit a couple guys so hard.
Momentum Paulo behind the net where they slowed it
End
down.
of the period.
His face-
End of the period. It's a nothing play, right?
Yeah.
And you're getting
Please let it be
crunched.
a nothing play.
4 seconds to go on the clock. You're like, yeah, no problem.
I'm just
It's
trying to
like,
get a, I'm just
That's
trying to get
me
a
on the other
Gatorade.
side going, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like, the play's over.
yeah, because I want to hurt you.
Right.
Yeah,
Leave me
because-
alone.
I don't.
Punish.
I don't want you to come out next period.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing it.
Right.
He's getting ready to go back and have a Gatorade and got 250 pounds of man just
Angry
hammering
Tom
you into
Wilson.
the post, into the glass. Oh, we got the panel going here. Got they were chatting about it on the broadcast at the five.
You see Ron McLean throw it to them and say, too many men on the panel?
Yeah,
Kick Friedge off.
Yeah, kick Friedge off.
poor Friedge.
Poor Friedge.
Hey, I was getting a bunch of people DMing me and tweeting me about Friedge smoking a dart after the Czechia game.
Mhm.
They're like, he stole your thing. And I said, smoking a dart's my thing? I have become synonymous. Like, my mom would be like,
Meanwhile, dart guys at
devastated.
home being like, what are we doing here?
if
No,
my mom
see what I started, he's saying.
if my mom knew that I was synonymous with like smoking a dart, that was like my thing. She'd be devastated.
But Sunday, it could come out.
Oh, buddy, there's big time dart potential.
Well,
on Saturday.
particularly given
how is
the
it not
time
your
of the
thing then?
game.
It is
it's not like-
absolutely your thing.
Like a
You're
noon
telling
dart
me
on
Sunday
Sunday.
a dart could come out, but you're telling me it's not your thing.
It's not my thing.
Oh, no, it's your thing.
Smoking a dart after a very stressful event is not my thing. I didn't invent that.
No, you didn't invent it.
You invented it on our
adopted it.
show. Okay, we didn't know it
adopted it.
existed. Did you know it existed?
I mean,
Well,
yes.
I'm asking the wrong guy.
He's mixed in a victory dart. in his game.
You've
I've
done a
been
few more
through a
things
few
than
things.
just a dart.
And now I just get to watch Sammy and other people. That's just fine, too.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Canada, USA. We're going to ask Mac about it after the break, get his 2 cents.
Yeah.
The Hughes brothers look like they're playing an AHL team, which,
yeah, in many ways they are.
yeah, there's some guys up there that are probably that level.
But
including the
I think for
goaltenders.
Montreal Canadian fans, watching Slafkovsky take it to another level is a fantastic sign.
He has definitely entered a new tier of the elite players in the league.
Our thanks to Sean Reynolds from Milan, where Team Canada punched their ticket to the gold medal game on a goal by Nate McKinnon. Doug MacLean, former NHL president, GM, and head coach. Top of the hour. It's Off the Rails Friday. Stick around. Giddy up for the National Hour on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. We're live on Sportsnet 360, 590 The Fan in Toronto, Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, and 960 in Calgary. Streaming on Sportsnet Plus, also available Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, where we love the chats. We love a thumbs up from all of you watching. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. This hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. In a few minutes, we'll welcome in former NHL President Doug MacLean. We talk Canada surviving the semis against the Finns to advance to the gold medal game. The U.S. 20 minutes away with a commanding lead over Slovakia.
Do you think if they could play the third period with the wrong end of their sticks, everyone had to do it on the U.S. and get out of the third period?
Probably.
I think they probably could.
Yeah.
They play ringette.
Yeah, just got to kick it, whack it the butt end.
You ever watch ringette?
Yeah, ringette ruled. I couldn't believe it didn't catch on more.
It was a weird sport, though. Like the passing
Well, you
rules.
never had to give it up.
They're just like the passing rules and like all the different things. I remember watching my sister play ringette.
Starting to hear little rumblings on 3-on-3 hockey in the Olympics.
Oh, I thought you were going to say on ringette in the Olympics.
Ringette, was that ever an Olympic sport?
I feel like it should have been.
Or is that just a Canadian thing?
It
I don't
seemed
know.
like a big deal when I was a kid, and then it just went away.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ringette. There's not even a ringette line anymore on the ice. They don't even put them in.
I think it's still out there, though.
Oh, you talk to Mac. I'm going to
Mac will tell us
Googling
what's
on
up.
ringette.
Mac would know in PEI.
For sure.
More of a broom ball province.
What do you think of 3-on-3?
It's a ridiculous event.
if the Olympics brought 3-on-3 hockey in, would you need a smaller rink? Would you?
No, you just let it go. Just let her buck. Same guys. You know, Michael Phelps could win 9 golds at an event.
So
Why
they'd play
Same
multiple?
Yeah. Just
do you
send
think?
our same guys and say, hey, there's also another event if you want to be a part of it.
One
Jack
of
Hughes,
one
Quinn
of
Hughes.
Canada's men's curlers, one of the front end guys, was part of the mixed curling team at the start of it, the mixed doubles. So he competed in 2 separate events. So what's the difference? Connor McDavid competed in 2 different events.
Buddy, these
Perfect.
people are all, if you're like a skier, they put 10 more feet on the thing and they give you a new medal. It's a new race.
They put a couple more stairs in there and make it a different mountaineering race.
What a week it's been for our show on
For exposing how
Mountaineering,
uneducated we are on
ski
Olympic
mountaineering
events.
and ringette.
Yeah, we're going to really revolutionize
We're missing
when
the
the
leaves,
3-on-3
boys.
event. Yeah,
We're missing the leaves.
We are.
Where is he? Is he coming?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, there he is.
I actually think he's been here listening to all that crap.
What's going on, Mac? You look exhausted from watching Canada the last few games.
Yeah, it was a great afternoon of hockey. I can't say I enjoyed the USA-Slovakia game that much, but hey, the Canada game was one of the great games of the year. It really was for me. I loved it.
Yeah, it's been more stressful, I think, than Canadians would have bargained for. Have you been surprised how close Finland and Czechia have made those 2 games?
Well, it's funny. I was talking to Jimmy Clark, who's a pro scout for Colorado, was in the NHL for 30 years. He had to leave the house and go for a drive. He was too nervous to watch it. You know, Jill's girlfriends went to the bedroom, locked themselves in the bed. I mean, people are uptight about this team.
Yeah.
But listen, I think we talked about it on your show the day after the announcement was made, and we sort of mentioned that maybe Bennett should be on this team. Remember they missed him on the first go-round?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I'm looking at this game today, and I'm saying the Bennett line was the turning point of this hockey game. The way they pounded those guys, the way, first of all, he runs over the goaltender. Then
That cost
all of
them.
a sudden they get Wilson and Marchand together. Marchand runs over the goaltender on the goal. Wilson hammers guys at the end of the period during the game. I mean, and I'm thinking, okay, is this not the perfect line to play against Team USA? Seriously, it was the second. I mean, was it the best line today or close?
It is,
to the best line?
you know, they did score, and a lot of people calling it a costly mistake. But, I mean, it just comes with the territory when you got a guy like Bennett. It's risk reward. You take your chances, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, he set a tone right off the bat. We saw it in the Leafs series. I mean, you guys are still crying about that hit from a year ago. Well, Sam is anyway. I mean, on Stolarz. But I just thought, I thought to watch those guys perform the way they did as a line, to give the team the energy in a really nerve-wracking type of game, and to see them play the way they did. And then I look at Binnington. I mean, did he make 4 or 5 great saves at key times in both games so far? I was nervous about him. I got to tell you, I was nervous about Binnington, and he comes through. I mean, you know, it was an impressive win. And McKinnon, I was uptight about McKinnon. I didn't like his game early on. I sent Nick a note. I said, they put Marner with McKinnon and Stone to get him going. They need to get this guy going. And all of a sudden now you've got Celebrini, who may be the best player on the team, going with McDavid and McKinnon. I mean, now keep that line together, play them, and then go with the Bennett line. And then you've still got the Suzuki group. I mean, you've got some great options to go with there. So I was thrilled with the game. I really was.
As far as looking ahead now, you know, Sid was on the ice shooting pucks. The feeling is that he's certainly not ruled out, but they said that the other day. He doesn't play today. You know, we're contemplating on whether Sid would risk, you know, coming back and possibly being in a position where he can't finish the game. Like, what do you expect out of Sid in the next 24 hours or so to possibly play?
I think Sid has always been a team first guy versus a Sid first guy. And I really believe Sid will say, if I truly believe I can help this team, then he will play. If he's 50-50 as to whether he can really finish the game, I don't see him taking a chance. Not taking a chance, because with him, it's all about the team. It's not about, you know, himself and Pittsburgh. It's about Team Canada right now. Pittsburgh, yeah, he's a loyal Pittsburgh guy, and he doesn't want to get hurt anymore. I get it. But unless he truly believes he can be Sid and help the team win, I don't think he plays.
Mac, a lot of people, while they were losing that game 2-0 and even 2-1, they're doing the second guessing thing on who they should have brought, who they didn't bring. Did you watch that game and think, boy, they could use player X?
You know what? I didn't really think about it that way. I just, you know, I felt I really wanted them to get some power plays in the game for sure. And I thought when they took charge of the game, the way they took over the game, you know, late and first, all second, that they were going to start to get some power plays. And that, to me, it was really important. But I never there's no second guess. We second guessed the day the team was picked. The team's picked. There's no more second guessing. I was thrilled to see Reinhart make that great play. Obviously a great shot, but he made the great tip. Those are got big game players. They're Stanley Cup winners that came through today in a big way. Guys doing what they had to do. I've been a little bit hard on the blue line, and I thought the blue line today played exceptionally well. As again, Theodore comes up with a big shot. All of them played really well. You know, missing obviously a top 2 or top 4 guy. So that was a real positive. But again, I go back to Binnington. To me, he's been the story. He's been the story in the Olympics right now with the clutch key saves he's made at key times. And that's coming off a tough year.
You're watching and listening to Doug MacLean, former NHL president, GM, and head coach. So if we were to look at the blue lines, just as a follow-up here, Canada is going to see something they haven't seen all tournament, and that's just possibly the greatest assembly of defensemen on a blue line yet here.
But
a clear advantage to the U.S. on it? Style of play?
I like the U.S. blue line better, but that's when I come back to the Bennett, Marchand, Wilson line. Because if you're going to play against Werenski and Sanderson and those skilled type guys, they've got to be pounded. They've got to be hit. And that's the line that can really set a tone. and puck pressure. You know, the McDavid, McKinnon, Celebrini line is a great puck pressure line, the way they're pressuring the D all the time. So, you know, I like the American blue line. Can they generate chances against them? It's going to be, I think that's going to be the telling point of the game. It's going to be, can they force enough pressure on that breakout blue line, because they move the puck as well as any blue. Oh, they're terrific at moving the puck out of their own zone. So they've got to have extreme pressure on them.
Would you have those guys target Quinn Hughes? Like he is the head of the snake on this blue line, is he not?
How did we coach him in a Pee Wee Bantam tournament? He's not playing for Team Canada. What the hell was he doing when we were coaching him in Toronto? What?
I don't know. Those darn birth certificates.
USA. What?
I don't know. The birth certificate thing.
Anyway, look, I think the blue line is going to be their biggest challenge, but I'm loving the way Canada is forechecking. I'm loving the way they're forechecking. And look, their defense have been strong. They've hung in there. Now they haven't seen a team like this team. This is a good hockey team, the USA, and they're not going to be intimidated. But if I'm coaching against the Kachuks, and I've got Bennett, Marchand, and Wilson at my disposal, I'm playing them head to head quite a bit.
You're feeling okay.
I did want to ask you about that. There's start of the third period today, Cooper's looking to get McDavid, McKinnon away from the other team's top checkers. So they start the third period with their second and third line. Third line over the boards is their first line, which I think is him trying to get those guys away from him. Do you think going up against the Americans, you're looking to match their top guys? Like you're worried about, all right, we need to defend their top guys, or are you just worried about trying to get your guys away from their top guys?
You know what? I think it's a big mistake to try to get your top guys away from opposition players unless it's unless it's really obvious. Because it's an insult to McDavid and McKinnon to be pulled away. Right. They want to go head to head against the best. They really do. Now, if it's affecting your team play, then you reestablish and relook at it. But I certainly don't think you want to go into the game with that mindset that you're going to try to get away, get McDavid, two of the best players in the history of the game, away from Larkin and whoever it's going to be.
Binnington over Hellebuck. Huge advantage, a wash. Does Hellebuck still need something to prove to people that he can get it across the finish line?
Hellebuck's got a lot more to prove than Binnington does. Binnington, won the Four Nation. He's got them back to the finals. He's had a Stanley Cup. Hellebuck has had unbelievably great regular seasons and very average playoffs. So a lot of pressure on Hellebuck for me. And I look at Binnington and I don't know him at all, but he appears to be a guy that thrives under pressure. He appears to be that way. It doesn't seem to faze him. Like, just think about the last second of the game. Catches the puck off the scoring chance and puts it back in play. I mean, he's 100% focused and trying to kill the clock there. You know what I'm saying? And I thought, geez, this guy's focused big time here. So look, I'm excited. I know the U.S. I think the U.S. have a great team, and I have a lot of respect for them. I really do. It's going to be a heck of a hockey game. It really is.
So, Mac, the NHL's been off for a while here, and we're going to kick back up again. I think on Wednesday of next week. 5-6 days.
You're not going to ruin the show talking about the NHL. When we can talk
what's funny? Hold on, Matt. We're sitting here going, God,
give him a swat across the head there, Kyper.
There's like 2 games every 3 days in the Olympics. We're dying here, Mac. We need the NHL back. Yeah.
So what about it?
Well, do you think it's lost some momentum? Your boy Kippy League office over here, Bettman's telling him to say that he thinks it's no good. That it's going to kill the league and no one's going to come back and watch. I wanted to get your thoughts.
Well, I think that people will come back and watch, and I have to give Gary Bettman a little credit here, because there's going to be amazing races in the NHL for so many cities trying to get in the playoffs, and teams that need to get in the playoffs really bad. Ottawa, Detroit, Columbus. I mean, these teams are desperate to get in the playoffs. So I think there's going to be some great races. I really do.
Do you think the ability to come off a Sunday gold medal game with obviously the emotions being that high and then kicking it up as early as Wednesday, that like some of these stars aren't going to just be a little bit mentally fatigued here?
I think that they will be fatigued for two reasons. They'll be fatigued because of playing and also hanging around the Olympic Village. I mean, that's fatigue. Let's not kid ourselves, you know? So I think, yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, the emotional drain, I mean, sitting on the bench, waiting for your shift in these last two games for Team Canada, that's hard in the head. Coaching in those type of games is hard on the head. That is unbelievable pressure when you've got to come back and score and win late in games. And I like them saying, well, there was never any doubt. There was never any doubt. I had lots of doubt. I'll tell you that.
Piles and piles of doubt. So when you're coaching, you know, how do nerves affect a coach? Are there times where you find that it affects your ability to make clear decisions because there's a lot of noise and a lot of chaos and you want to win too, but you can't go out and do something about it? Is it harder to coach? Coop's been through it, I know, but
when you get on the bench, I don't ever recall being nervous on the bench.
Really?
I think when you get, I recall being nervous in my afternoon nap, you know, and when you're having that afternoon nap and you get up and your bed sheets are soaked, you say, oh, I'm a little nervous, I guess. But I think that when you get on the bench, you're so into your game plan, your focus, your lineup, who you're matching up with. I think that just goes out the window, and it's sort of a high every game, you know, when you're in that environment. I can only imagine John Cooper and the coaches were engaged. They were engaged today. So how could you not be, you know, when you're coaching in a game like that?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So what happens Sunday morning? You cancel like shuffleboard or bridge to watch the game?
Listen, I have got to tell you, I don't know what happened to me since you left, but my golf, I had an 82 the other day.
Ooh,
my iron shot.
And the second nine?
And I made $39.
Oh,
wow.
buddy.
And I told the boys, guys, I was really good. I'm taking Sunday off. I'm taking Sunday off. I took too much of your money. I'm taking Sunday off. You guys are on your own. So I'm not playing this Sunday. I'm just going to relax. My daughter's coming in town from Cincinnati. So I'm just going to relax and watch the game.
Is there a little vibe down there for the Olympics?
There's no vibe down there.
Come on.
I got a buddy down at the pool this afternoon. He's from Hartford. He's driving me crazy. Every time somebody scores a goal, he sends me a text. I said, I don't need a text on every goal. What a shot. There's not much of a vibe here, to be quite honest. So, but my one buddy from Hartford, he's into it big time. He was all excited about the women's team. I say, that's really great. We got Trump. He's screwing Canada. Now we got the U.S. women doing it to us. I mean, what a joke it is.
3-on-3, it didn't count. I was going to have to ask if the bars open early there in Florida, but it's Florida, so I assume they just never close.
No, they're pretty good. They're decent. But I'm broke after Kippy left. I've been hurting financially. My Social Security check hasn't come in.
Hey, just a lot of talk now that we're closing off these Olympics that the GMs now will heat up. We know that there was officially like 12 days. As soon as the games were over to make trades here, Mac. How much legwork do you think was done over the break to prepare for this? And, you know, you did experience a few long breaks over your career here. Like, is there a chance deals got done during this break?
I think there's so many bubble teams that a lot of teams have got to make major decisions, you know, going into this stretch drive as to what we're going to do. I would expect that a lot was talked about over the last week or so, for sure. I mean, there's big decisions. Do we sell, and who do we acquire, and what type of deals are out there? And, you know, there's some teams that are so far out that want to be buyers. That's a big decision to make. So I suspect the guys took a well-deserved break. Most GMs and coaches, they loved it. It's a great break. They get away, but there'd be a little bit of work done.
So they're back now, the NHL teams, and they're having mini training camps or whatever. That to me as a player sounds like a nightmare. Just getting back into the whole vibe of things. Like, that doesn't sound fun to me, Mac.
Talk about a pain in the butt. No, it's the worst. I mean, training camp is bad enough. Yeah. When you have to have two of them,
Guys are talking about how good they feel now, how rested they were. They got treatment. They got massages.
No, they didn't. They went to Florida or they went on vacation.
Yeah, now they're going to play 20 games in 30 days, and they're going to be a mess again next month.
How many pulled groins in the first week?
It's coming in hot.
Yeah, I mean, that's the downside of all these great tournaments. But I'm telling you, I mean, Four Nations, it's really special to sit down and watch a game. I'm sitting with Jill watching games, and she's a basket case. I mean, come on, relax. It's only hockey.
Hey, would you trade for Binnington now, more so than before these games, based on the horrific year he's had in St. Louis?
I would definitely consider him. Something that jumped into my head today, and I hate to say this. I probably shouldn't say this, but remember when Saros was available in Nashville?
I don't know how really available
was that before
he was.
they traded Askarov?
It was out there, but that was before he signed, I think.
Yeah. I'm thinking, why would Ottawa not take a run at him? Imagine if they had
They got a Vezina winner.
If Ottawa had him instead of Ullmark, if they would have made the Saros deal instead of the Ullmark deal, I mean, where would they be today?
Ullmark's going to be great. Just
it's
ask
fun because
anybody
I
in
have
Ottawa.
a Senators friend who listens to this show, and he's like, every week someone takes a shot at Ullmark. Like, just a drive by. We're talking about the Olympics, and Ullmark catches a stray.
He's got the worst save percentage in the NHL, and the team's out of the playoffs. What are we supposed to do? Send them bouquet of flowers or what? Seriously.
Touche.
I know he's had a tough go, and I don't like to hear that, but win some games.
All right, my friend. Get well rested here, okay? Because it's early. I'm scared you're gonna sleep in.
Okay. One final thing. It usually takes a guy a year, 2, 3, 4 years to become a franchise player, right? Celebrini's a franchise player today.
Yes.
A franchise player, like he may be their best player.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
he's as good as anybody out there.
I mean, McDavid's out there, guys.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I mean the way he's playing and the little things he's doing,
very
the
valuable.
Anticipation, the hockey sense, it's over the top.
Wait till he hits
I remember
puberty.
Watching him play with the Chicago Steel. He was like a 15-year-old, and he led the USHL in scoring. He goes to BU, tears it up. I mean, this guy is a franchise superstar already. It's amazing.
We'll see if he's got one more in him. All right, Mac, we're gonna let you go. Thanks for joining us.
I'm excited. I want to see the Marner Matthews matchup coming up. Sam will be excited. Sam will be a disaster watching those two guys go head to head.
Are they playing? I don't even think about it. I just think about jersey color, Mac.
Oh,
you just think about whether you should trade Bobby McMahon or not.
Yeah,
Focus on the big picture.
Right,
the
that's all
important
that
things.
matters.
Have a good one, Mac. Thanks for joining us.
Take care, boys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks,
That
Mac.
is
Appreciate your
Doug
time.
MacLean.
82,
He's excited.
eh?
What's that?
82 is a good number, Mac.
Yeah, he can hit the ball on occasion.
Yeah.
Right?
Hits it straight, does his thing.
Not so straight, but
You know what? I really
he's-
hope people don't, when they talk about my golf game, like, yeah, he can hit the ball on occasion.
Yeah, once in a while he gets one.
Yeah, he's okay once in a while.
What sport were we laughing at that's on the radio?
Cross-country skiing on the radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
But how about golf now? Did you ever listen to the PGA channel?
It's actually awesome. I like it.
Is it really?
I can't.
Oh, okay.
I can't. No, it's just
They do it on like Sirius or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
that's weird for me.
Why is it weird?
It's just too slow.
Well, no, they do a good job of they kind of like do a breakdown of where they're at, and then they'll go to like big moments.
Golf's slow enough that they can set up every
They
shot.
set it up really well, and they talk about updates. I like it. I think they do a great job.
All right, that's fair.
There you go.
Cross-country skiing, I'm sure they do the same. Oh, he's coming up to a turn soon.
One ski in front of the other.
And he's done it. He's made the turn.
Quick update here on USA-Slovakia. Brady just scored on a breakaway. It's now 6-1. What just a tough matchup for the States. I got to tell you, I love them playing this game before Canada.
Yeah. Get a little loosey-goosey.
Yep.
Oh,
Easy.
Point night out there.
Oh, yeah. Just a nice, easy game. Nice, easy gold medal for them.
Now, you know what? They're not scoring in the first period.
Oh, why'd you do that?
I think they'll score in the first period, I think.
The U.S.?
It's good. I said it yesterday. I'll say it
No,
again.
they'll get frustrated in the first.
It'll be 2-1 or 3-2. And one of the
Final
teams
score?
will win. Yeah. It's game time.
Just
Go ahead.
I'm so happy we didn't go into overtime today.
Yeah.
You know,
It's so crazy
Enough.
how often it's happened, considering it was everyone's greatest fear. If the gold medal game goes to overtime, which it very well.
I can't stomach the thought
I
of
know.
a 3-on-3
It's going to overtime.
gold medal goal.
I know.
It's just we've come all this far to go to a gimmick.
I don't know if I said this to you guys, but there is no possible higher level for the sport, and maybe it's history, than a overtime between this America team and that Canada team. Like I don't know if there's been some great teams, but the speed that these games are played at and just what they look like right now. And
you're going to have guys regrouping.
The most important moment of the sport. You're like, let's fundamentally change it totally. Let's just change it.
But right now, Petman, he's got his feet up and he's like, wasn't me. This
Yeah,
one's
it's like
on someone else.
That was the IHF's decision.
Yeah,
They didn't do
that
it.
somewhere else.
We gotta have a referendum. You said it the other day. We gotta make a call.
We-
Somebody's gotta figure this out.
Someone talk to someone. Just go, boys. We all agree. No one wants this.
I'll tell you what's going to
Canada
come.
wins in 3-on-3. I'm still going to say.
I'm going to tell you
I promise.
what's going to come out of this. I'll almost guarantee it. That
Oh, Slovakia.
you will be able to take a goal back when you see too many men on the ice. That's what's going to happen.
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
At the NHL level?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't
They can't.
play with 6.
They cannot. Okay?
You think?
You can take goals back
For a million things.
for a lot of other
Hand
things,
passes, offside.
but you can't take a
interference.
goal back on too many men on the ice is just wrong.
Yeah.
And it will happen in the NHL. It hasn't yet, but they're going to have to change that very quickly.
And can I just, for narrative's sake, as we talk about that goal in the history of Olympics, please don't be saying there was 8 guys on the ice. Yes, there were 8 guys on the ice. There were 6 guys. They were playing with 6. 2 were changing. 2 were coming on. Legal change. They weren't playing with 8 guys. It's an exaggeration that makes the whole thing sound ridiculous. They were playing with 6. That's it.
Those officials don't know how lucky they are.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You
they
don't
dodged.
come home and ever live that down if Canada would have lost.
Yeah.
It's one of the what if moments ever. It's Ernie Clement, or no, it's Artisan Barger's ball getting lodged in the fence. It's something we talk about for the rest of our lives.
It is just now it's a footnote.
Mhm.
It is. It's a fun one. It's a fun footnote. And
It is. Now it's fun.
I forget who I saw tweeted out, but there's like, there's 14. Czech said 14 guys.
My wife sent me like an AI video of
Yeah.
that today of the Czechs
Listen,
having a whole
there's
squad
some
out there.
good uses for AI.
There
And
are
it's
some.
mostly funny sports videos.
Yes.
Anyways, it's game time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's ever ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. So yeah, we're counting down to the gold medal game on Sunday morning. They don't have the over/under on beers consumed before puck drop for me here, so we'll avoid that number. But I was going to bring up the
6 a.m. for an 8:10 start. That's good runway.
You don't like
You probably had a few cocktails at that
Buddy,
age.
6 a.m. was go time. Absolutely.
God, there's just a small part of me that wish I knew you back then.
Yeah. No, hey, listen, it would not have been better. Our relationship would not have been better.
Let's
So,
check in on the only other sport other than the NBA that's happening right now. The Genesis Invitational, at Riviera, one of the best golf tournaments of the year, number 10 iconic at Riviera, one of the bucket list courses. Kipper, you know anybody get me over
I
there?
do, but I got to get out there.
Well, would you take me if we could go?
Buddy, listen, you rent a car. You can drop me off.
Anyways, Rory McIlroy is the favorite to win the tournament at plus 320. Marco Penge right behind him at plus 550. Xander Schauffele, Jacob Bridgman.
Scheffler going to miss the cut, right?
Oh, he was playing like dog crap. I was watching the end of it yesterday, and it was windy, and it was cold. The sun was going down. He was hacking it all around, so probably going to miss the cut. Golf's hard. Anyways, that was Game Time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's ever ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
Okay, let's catch our breath here. We return
got some
text
banger
590. What's that?
We got some banger texts already.
Awesome.
590 is the text. We'll read yours as we close off a terrific week on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Welcome back to the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. As a reminder, this hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. The USA up 6-2. They gave up 2 goals.
Yeah.
Would have preferred them to win 6-0 and
Yeah.
feel a little bit more comfortable.
Feels like some, as Sammy called it, score effects going on here.
Did we see Tage Thompson leave the game early?
We
Yeah.
did.
Precautionary, they're calling it.
Is that what you have picked up?
Yep. Walking around barefoot out there with the rest of his gear on. Some like
This is just
Ankle?
all about, like, let's get out of this game as quick as we can and nobody
yeah,
get
you
hurt.
feel anything, go to the room. We'll just play other
We
guys.
can handle it.
But
Brady Tkachuk just tried to go backhand 5-hole in a breakaway, and the goaltending was so bad it actually
went
went
the
to
other way.
to the side of the goaltender's pad. Oh, Chernak giving it to Matthew Tkachuk now.
God.
We got action.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Get the flippers off.
We got
Get
a
out
Florida
for
Tampa.
Oh,
yeah. Florida Tampa Bay,
oh,
baby.
My God. Oh,
Chernak
Brady's in
and
there too.
Matthew Tkachuk.
Oh, we got a little hootenanny.
Oh, have a fight and get Brady, Matthew.
Canada's just watching
They're
this
looking
going.
to go here.
Oh, he's got the glove
got
off.
a flipper.
Oh, yeah.
He's just throwing
Punch
gloveless
him.
lefts.
Just beat the crap out of each other.
Get the gloves off, Matt. Do it. God,
Chernak's mean.
You're not
He
supposed
is.
to be doing play-by-play, eh?
I'm not. I'm just yelling. Speaking of IOC rules, this text comes in from Jason. Kyper wanting Sean Reynolds to admit to using a drone or something. Poor Reynolds tap dancing,
But he-
hoping for a camera or a microphone.
if-
If we ever
malfunction.
held your feet to the fire like that over sources, this show would be awkward.
I'm not asking him to reveal his sources. I'm asking him to reveal what was seen.
What'd you want him to say? He's got no leg. He's pushing a chair out there.
Do you think that
I wanted to hear him
Canada-
say, if it was him or a source that saw it, I want someone to say, yeah, I think he can play.
You think Canada is getting the word out there that he can maybe play because Canada wants the U.S. to sort of prepare for him and wants to mess with the U.S.
I don't know if that stuff works
Well, they've been doing it with Morrissey every
anymore.
game. So
Yeah.
Morrissey's not going to play. I mean,
No,
he's, every
but
game
it's just
like
it's
he's
almost
ready.
like it's old habit now. You just don't reveal anything.
I will say, like, having spent some time in the coach's office and how you prepare for the opposing team, not knowing who's out, it just eats some of your time up, right? It's another thing you have to prepare for, think about, talk about. It just annoys you and takes extra time. And, yeah, if you want to inconvenience the other side, great. I don't know if it helps or not.
Just a shot of Brady going down the tunnel there after getting shipped, I think, for punching.
No Olympic punchy.
I got to tell you, got to kick him off the tour for that. I don't think
the
he's
tour,
not eligible for Sunday,
I
unfortunately.
think you're right.
My sources, according to Sean Reynolds, not available.
Super illegal.
You would love that.
I think he's wearing brass knuckles.
Would I like that?
I saw that.
I don't know. I'd like to wipe the smile off their face, but it's a dangerous game.
You can still do that.
Chernak was trying.
What do we want here?
You got a text for us, pal?
We do.
All right.
All right, this is from Billy from the road. Tell me, boy.
From where?
From the road.
He's a
Like
traveling
the
man.
side of the road?
Probably a trucker, for being honest. We got a big trucker
Love
audience.
that.
All right.
Billy from the road. Tell me, boys, who were you ready to blame?
Ready to blame. Like, presuming Canada loses here and we're going to start pointing fingers?
Wow, maybe even through those two, the quarterfinal and the semifinal. Who is your in your crosshairs?
Well, I think the absence of Matthew Schaefer has become pretty obvious when you're behind the games and you're chasing and you need someone to make a play. That's the one to me where it's like he's the guy that I'm missing. Evan Bouchard as well. So
Doug
offensive
Armstrong.
D.
That's who you're blaming.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's.
I haven't blamed
it's-
anyone,
it's
by the way.
really,
This is my
no,
pre-blame.
but it's the only place that they're a little vulnerable. That's all, right? And so far, I think if you revisit Doug Armstrong and the picks, it was always about trying to find a way to win a game like today, where it's just 2-1, game on the line. Get your Sam,
Bennett.
no, defenseman.
Sanheim? Travis
Sanheim,
Yeah.
sorry. Get him just to move the puck on occasion, jump in on a play, play safe, play the percentages, and we'll find a way to win this game 3-2.
real confirmation bias game for Canada because you got someone like Mac who comes on and he's like, that game is Wilson, Bennett, and Marchand.
Yep.
And then you got other people being like, thank God the only skill we have did skill things. It's
someone that
kind of is played out the way they wanted this lineup to play out to perfection so far because they're in the final and they just got to do it one more time.
It's a just win, baby, Al Davis type of event.
I think there would have been an argument not as much after today, but if they had a loss in the quarters and I didn't think that Marchand looked particularly good.
Yeah.
Like, I think a ready to blame situation would have been like, were you truly fully healthy? And like, could you have maybe.
Yeah, that would have gone on with McKinnon too.
Well, I mean, McKinnon's a different animal. I don't think he was.
No, I know that, but we would have lent it towards he's not healthy. He was not healthy. He didn't look right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, the injuries hurting them, as I said. Point and Crosby were obvious today.
God, they just put up that graphic.
And
what's that?
Just
Canada, USA.
Make no mistake, too, right?
Not ready, boys.
The USA, they lose Sunday. Where do you think the finger's going to get pointed on them?
Same thing. It's Trocheck, it's Miller. It's instead of taking guys who could shoot it in the net.
Absolutely.
Connor Hellebuyck, not a money goalie.
Yeah.
Right?
But I think he's just kind of the goalie, much like Binnington is, regardless of his warts. He's just the goalie.
Sammy, you can't lose on Sunday. Canada wins, or Matthews leads a team to a gold medal.
Good Lord. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. If the goal goes to overtime, what if John Cooper and Mike Sullivan just shake hands and agree to send out 5 guys?
Yeah, I think that it's a fascinating thing. Like, could we not get all the people involved? Like, is it still Renee Fassel? Who's the IOC? Who are the names that have input here? Can those guys?
Richard Pound used to be involved. I don't know what he does anymore.
Oh, Richie.
It's all about the closing ceremonies. That's it.
Right, but like all these guys, presumably, if they know anything about hockey, would be like, yeah. Let's just do hockey. Let's do hockey to see who wins. And go to the players. You guys go to the hockey
and run the risk of a double or triple overtime, and delay the Olympic closing. It's all about the Olympic closing Sunday. They don't care. They don't care.
Go right to a shootout then.
So they're like, we have to have 3-on-3. Do 20 minutes. If you care that much about your precious closing ceremonies.
Start it an hour earlier.
Or 20 minutes of 5-on-5, then a shootout. If you have to get it over with. Just hockey.
20 minutes.
Do hockey.
Can you imagine if they went all 20 minutes with no goal? Like,
tough to imagine. With that much skill on the rink.
It just happens so quick. There's no way.
Yeah. I remember watching the old
it would be the last we've seen
Flyers-Penguins game that went like 5 overtimes. Mm-hmm. And like eventually there's not enough talent out there once everyone's tired. It can't happen with this much skill.
They shouldn't do elimination games 3-on-3. They should not.
No.
Okay, this one's it says tell Kyper to talk about the cassalola, the
Cazzarola.
The Greek cooking pot. That's the least. We need that for good luck.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I told
and
you
for Canada.
I
was
have
that
vague memories.
I took a bowl of soup down to the Blue Jay dressing room in 2016. When was their run?
2015-16.
Yeah. I took my grandmother's cazzarola, which is like this aluminum pot from like 1940.
Yeah.
That like if you actually could crawl in it, you could survive a nuclear war. A missile.
How many things, like over under number things cooked in that pot?
1 million.
I never got it back.
Oh no!
Yeah, I never got it back. And every time they won, they pour champagne
Search
in
Alejandro Kirk's house immediately.
They drank from it. They put champagne in it.
Say it again.
What's that?
Cazzarola. They could use a cazzarola.
They could use a
November
cazzarola.
1st. But that wasn't the finish to his question. My question to you guys: do you remember the 2002 Olympics with Mario? Yes. I still think of it that had so much more joy to it. The toonies put into the ice. I think it was the Looney. I read that wrong. Loonies into the ice. Do you remember where you guys were for that tournament? And who is the best Olympic Canadian player of all time?
Who is the best Olympic Canadian player of all time? So my dad was coaching in Utah that year. So I was down there right before the event. And God, I remember watching the women practice and all that. I wasn't actually there for it, unfortunately, but I really caught a sense for the vibe. And so the best of all time. You know what? It's Connor McDavid.
Wow. Like just the best hockey player ever.
But he's got the record for points in Olympic Games among, like I was going to say, I
don't
love
want to be this.
Lemieux.
Don't want to be this guy.
Yeah.
How many gold medals?
Well, yeah, how many's he been in?
This is his first one.
Yeah.
I
my
watched
era's
Lemieux.
Canada Cup too, right?
Yeah.
It's Sid.
So
It's Sid.
Yeah, it's it.
I'm Canada
It's
Cup.
Sid.
Yeah, it's it.
It's
Gretzky.
Sid has the,
Sid.
Sid has the
Gretz,
most
Lemieux.
points.
Yeah.
But that's not. We're talking Olympics.
It's too brand new. It's just like, why do we do
It's-
this? Why do we need to do greatest? Or like, come on,
Kipper,
guys, just
we're
stop
doing
it.
a sports talk radio.
No,
I'm with
just
Kip.
stop
I hate
it.
it, too.
I hate it. They're doing it now with the women, with Haley, or and it's like, come
It's
on,
all language, best versus greatest. Versus,
greatest, most talented.
valuable.
Sid is the greatest
winning.
Canadian Olympic hockey player of all time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Full stop.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's the right.
What's wrong with
answer.
that?
Yeah, no.
Fine,
you're
it's fine.
correct.
But I
Way
do
to
think
go.
of Mario. Like I think you think of it more in defining moments.
Mario
because-
was my favorite.
And outside of the golden goal, one of my favorite moments in
The
Canadian
dummy
is
play.
the fake kick up.
Yeah.
And that's, you think of him wearing those brutal Nike skates and that brutal Nike helmet that he wore at that time, but goes through his
It's an unbelievable finish too. Who shoots it on the back end again?
Aginla. I think.
It's an offhand one-timer Barry. It's really nice.
And then
Korea.
Korea. Yeah, Korea. Right.
All Korea.
Yeah, right. Aginla's on that line.
Yes,
But
Love that line. Love Joe Sakic scoring the
I
goal
was
to make it 5-2
covering
against
for
the Americans.
Sportsnet.
2002?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
He's
When did
been
you
around,
start?
man.
1998.
Oh, damn.
When Sportsnet started,
Yep.
when
everybody said-
Dan Sportsnet.
When everybody said you guys will be done in like 2 years,
Yeah.
the country's not big enough to support 2 national sports stations, TSN and Sportsnet. You guys will be done and
Turns out
buried.
it is big enough.
Working.
Working.
Hey, boys, have a submission for the Bennett line. The BMW line. The Bennett Marchand Wilson
Bud,
line.
you know I'm a Benz guy.
Oh, yeah, sorry, bud.
There is also that line's been
Okay,
a
it's the
thing.
Benz line.
It's the Queens way.
The New Jersey Devils had a fourth line that went by the BMW line. It was like not big names. Anyway, that's
Okay.
Miles Wood was one
No,
of
that
them.
is okay. Oh, hey guys, gold medal game means no more games. Nothing to suspend a guy for. Do you think we're gonna see a fight? Thoughts from John in St. Catharines.
I do think if this game is just out of hand, one way or to other, I don't think it's out of the question that
I
you
don't
see a
think it's
fight.
out of the question either.
5-0 one way or
if,
the other.
If I
third
felt,
period.
if I felt like I needed to settle a score or there's a payback, I'm going to pick my spot, and I'm
like Tom Wilson's probably not playing in the 2030 Olympics.
Even if the game's decided, I could still want a piece of skin off you.
If there's a world where Canada is up big enough, where Tom Wilson drops the gloves and squares off with one of the Kachucks or somebody,
like
that would be one of the nation's greatest.
it would
moments.
actually be dumb on the
They
Kachuk's
wouldn't
part.
do it.
Yeah.
They probably wouldn't.
They
take it.
wouldn't. They shouldn't engage.
and
They
they're going to be
shouldn't.
involved in future
I can understand. I
Olympics.
could see somebody wanting to, but come on, you still got to go back and play for Ottawa or Florida, and it's just it really would serve no purpose. But again, I don't know what's going on between their ears to want to settle a score.
Yeah,
and that's all it is.
Not to be, I don't know, whatever, but like the line of Bennett, Marchand, and Wilson are unlikely to be back in 4 years. Marchand is definitely aging out of that. Wilson's 30 and beyond. Bennett snuck on as an extra guy this year. It's tough. So those guys are kind of like, this is my international experience. This may be the end of it.
We watched Chernak and Kachuk moments ago, and that was completely unsettled
Yeah,
scores between Tampa Bay and Florida.
totally. Chernak was just like, I do not care. I get a chance to punch him in the nose.
There's definitely a super bad element to this. Last 2 weeks, F it. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'm not going to be. I'm just drilling holes.
I despise that dude.
That was a great part.
Gary
I
from
wonder, can the NHL suspend anybody?
no.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
I mean,
if
do whatever
somebody
they
did
want.
something really bad,
if Matthews slashes
You get a
somebody in the gold
freebie?
medal game,
You just get
Kypreos is gonna be
suspended?
like, get me on that
you-
plane.
there is, like, I think international stuff that sometimes can
treason?
I've heard
Float
Pierre
over.
Crinnen's banned.
I
from the
have no
NHL.
idea. I have no idea.
Have they put
but-
Crinnen in the clink yet? Have they hung him? Remember Crinnen?
Crinnen.
He was 10
They won't
storylines ago.
suspend you, but you could go to jail, I guess, right?
Crinzy is just
Oh,
on the
Crins.
loose.
My boy Crins, he's a criminal.
He's a criminal. Gary from TO. I think if there's anybody in hockey who's deserved the right to make its own call, it's Sid. I don't think Cooper or anybody else can and will make that call for Canada.
No.
Well, it should be. Like most, I feel Sid will do the right thing and is the right guy to put the team first.
Yeah, Doug nailed it.
Yeah, like Crosby's team thing would be to step aside and let the team do whatever. But like it's why we said earlier in the show, if he can go, it's because he can go. And then
He just strikes me as a guy is like, if he's down, he's down.
Yeah. Yeah, and that type of injury too is not something I think you can just play through. It's not a pain thing. There's damage there.
The Bennett Wilson Marchand line is great. Hope is great. Hope they go head to head against the Turtle Chucks. I guess the Kachucks. I feel dirty cheering for them as an Oiler fan. Jay from Victoria.
Yeah, I kind of asked Mac about it, but are you going to try to match up against Eichel and the Kachucks, or are you basically saying try to match up against us? How much are you worried about who they've got on the ice versus who you want to get out there? You said Canada would be home as the 1 seed. So you'd get a look at who they've got out there before you put your guys over the boards, which is
Last
nice.
change is huge.
Yeah. Yeah, really big in this event. Particularly trying to find McDavid. Hey, can we get him out there against the Trocheck group or whoever you think is soft? Not too many soft spots in that lineup.
No, maybe you don't get a medal if you get suspended. That's it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, maybe you can go buy a piece of metal and carve it yourself.
Sammy, would you rather have the Leafs go to the Stanley Cup or Canada win gold?
Go to the Stanley
Go
Cup.
to the
It's
win
not
and
enough.
win and go are two very different things. All right, boys. That's it.
Did you answer it?
All right, obviously.
Take the Leafs?
Well, it
I gotta
depends.
take the Leafs. You can come back in 4 years, try to win another gold. The Leafs, come on, 67, since 1967.
Playoff
Come
game
on,
for the Ted
Sammy.
Reeve
Say
Tornadoes
it.
tonight. That's all I got to say.
Say it.
It's the Leafs.
You've seen a gold medal.
I have seen a gold medal. Ted Reeve-
Fascinating answer.
Well, right now I'm not feeling like it.
Yeah.
Because I think I saw Drager talking about it. It's like, maybe the Leafs are actually going to sign McMahon. I'm like, oh my God, no. Or just maybe they're just trying to drive up the price, hopefully. I'm like, oh God.
Well, we got all next week, boys. To
I
get
know.
into that.
So we're coming in here Monday.
Although I would like to see Edmonton revisit Bennington.
So we're going to go here. We're coming in here Monday, 4 to 6. What
3-2 Canada.
In overtime.
I refuse to watch overtime.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to pick Canada too.
2-1, 4-3, 5-4.
4-2. 4-2.
Empty net.
Nope.
I'm saying 4-2 Canada, empty net. Marner, who scores the empty net.
All right.
He almost had the winner there. He cut in.
Yeah, it was his patented low blocker snapper. He just missed it by a little bit.
All right.
All right, boys.
I got to go to hockey game. Playoffs.
Bye.
Our thanks to Sean Reynolds, Sportsnet reporter, and Doug MacLean, always terrific on a Friday. Sit back, get your pancakes ready, waffles,
Loud nose
eggs,
soup.
8 a.m. Eastern. Canada goes for gold. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Go.